Hunda. Ekpe kó wá. Yeah, ekpe.
Well, since morning we've been going around the offices around here because we're talking about minimum wage and we're looking at the government workers, the government offices. What's the level of compliance? Obviously, a lot of people left their homes this morning, and leaving home is with the level of hope, trust, and belief in the government, which has now been dashed anyway. People believe that before this morning, there will be an understanding and the strike will not go on. So they came with that hope. Obviously, with the other thinking that if it still holds, they will go back home. So seeing that there's no resolution and the strike is going on, they've all gone back home. So part of the compliance check is why we are here, to check the office around here in the old secretariat. And we just came out of this office. All our members are out of office. They've all returned home. So far, we are happy with the level of compliance that we've seen. Our members understand what is going on. Of course, who will not understand when you see what goes on in the market? We all feel the pain in the market. We all know what has happened between the last 14 months and now. The movement, the astronomical increase in the prices of goods in the market. Can we survive on what we have now? The answer is no. And that's why we're insisting that this minimum wage must be concluded and speedily, and the right amount that can be a living wage be given to the ordinary man. Remember that the workers will remain the social security net of Nigeria right now, because each worker that you see has like 15, 20 people, both immediate and extended family around him that you cater for. And so therefore we're saying we are unable to survive with what we have now. The price of petrol has moved from 185 naira to almost 700 naira. Crate of egg from 1,300, we're now at 4,000 naira. Even basket of pepper from 7,000, we're now at 56,000 naira. How do you survive in this kind of economy if our salaries are not adjusted? For the informal sector, the employers, they have adjusted the cost, the price of goods and services. They have taken care of themselves. But for us as workers, we are still here where we are. And that's why we're saying the minimum wage has to be adjusted. If you look back, 2019, what is the dollar value of the minimum wage? About $125. Now, what is the value? You know what it is, about $20. So if you have to survive on $20 in a month, where does that take even a starter, a bachelor, a spinster who has just started? Where does that take him? You know what that means? That means the person is living in abject poverty. Is this what we want? The president of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, did promise Labour that he is going to work out a living wage. And it is the living wage that we are hopeful, we are expecting, and we are really waiting for it. But till now, what they have put on the table cannot even get us out of the gate, talk less of taking us to bus stop, talk less of taking us home. Where we are now is not where we should be. And that's why we're saying there's no going back until our requests are met.
So I would like you to talk to us about the compliance level, especially when talking about the private sector. Have you been able to get the buy-in? Because we can see that you are picketing banks as well.
The formation, the structure of the organized labor is that we have unions, affiliate unions across the different sectors, and we have branches all over. We have spoken with our affiliates. They have also spoken with their branches, with their units, with their chapters, and that is cascading down. We also have reports coming from those offices that they are manning their gates and they are encouraging all their members to go back home until we find what is appropriate. But what we have to do now is what we're doing, go around and confirm the report that we've gotten. But so far, the report is that compliance is good.
First day. So what if all the approaches, the strategies don't work? What would happen next?
There's a balance in labor movement. We say we die there. So the matter now is, if there is no progress, appreciable progress on the table, and the strike is not called off, it is an indefinite strike. This will continue until there is a solution. And we await our national leaders to call us to a meeting, tell us what they have, tell us what they've been given. We look at it, we examine it. If we find out this is good enough, then we can call it off or suspend.
This one in. It was supposed to be my question before now. Some are arguing that what Labour is putting on the table, especially when it comes to the demand of Labour, may be unrealistic. Over 1,000% increase. What do you say to that?
The question I'll ask is it realistic, is it reasonable to have a National Assembly, the Senate President, talk about sending prayers to the account of National Assembly members? Is it realistic or reasonable in this economy to have vehicles of over 100 million for each member of National Assembly? Is it realistic or reasonable at this time in our national life that things are difficult to spend about 40 billion naira to provide residence for the Vice President of Nigeria? Is it reasonable or realistic to talk about 90 billion naira for Hajj? Is it reasonable or realistic to talk about the excesses that we see even from those people up there? So it is now the minimum wage that will say it is not realistic. People should wake up and smell the coffee. It is time for serious business. The laborer that work this economy must be properly compensated, and that's where we stand.
Thank you very much. Thank you for talking to us, sir. Thank you very much.